fellow traders, 'tis I, the Rumpled One. It is Friday, August 31st, the year 2018. Let's talk trading. It's the last day of the month and the end of the week, so we've got the weekly wrap up and monthly wrap up too. So, I hope the entire month of August you used flawless money and risk management. Because if you go back and you think about some of the things I talked about, in trading, we put the trade on. We can't control what happens next. We can't make the trade a winner. But we can control how much we lose and how fast, and sometimes how fast we lose it. Because if price is really moving against us and it hits our stop quickly, well, or sometimes we can just say, you know what? We've been in this trade, it's just not working out. We're just going to scratch it. Or maybe we were up 2 pips and now we're back to even. We're just going to scratch that trade. So, but usually you should let the trade have room to breathe. And if it hits your stop loss, that's just part of trading. And if it doesn't and it goes on to make profit, that's part of trading too. That's the part we all like the best, right? So for the month, looks like we're going to wind up this month where we almost started last month. Right now, we're about 20, let's see. Yeah, we're about 25 pips above the previous month's open. So it looks like it had a nice little round trip there. For the week, okay, let's see. We're about 22 pips above the previous week's open. Once again, we're inside that candle body. You see here the weekly wick zone. We went out of the top there, and then of the wick zone, and then we went out of the bottom of the upper wick zone. So you can see once again those wick zone trades. And once again, we filled the gap, the opening gap. And right here, very good illustration of the turn trade and the continuation. See, we've got 4 pairs over or 100 pips in range. Well, 100 or better right there. The pound Aussie clocking in at just 100. It's probably 100 point something. Because if it was just 100 even, it would still be great. Now, if you look here, you see a red candle followed by a green candle at the bottom. That is the turn trade. And you see we're looking at the daily chart. Now, after this pattern at the bottom, we got ourselves a continuation. So the whole idea about these turn trades is, you see at the bottom, if you get this, for price to go up, this pattern has to appear. It just cannot not appear. You're going to have a red candle followed by a green, and then if price is going to, that's what you see at the bottom. Now here at the top, you also have a turn trade. You've got a green followed by a red, and now you've got the continuation. So those are patterns to look for and to exploit. And you can see in each case on these turn trades, there was a nice little pullback, going back the other way till it took off. So you can see here on the daily basis, you see this, these are good days to trade buy zone. Well, any day is a good day to trade the buy zone, but these are particularly good. And you can see here in the buy zone that right here, maybe you took some heat, maybe you got stopped out. If you started at the beginning of the day, right here, you got a trigger, and if you put your stop here, you got stopped out. Now, if you do a manual stop rather than putting it in, you see here it got below the open, then you say, okay, I'm going to wait for that candle to close. And since it closed above the open, you would still be in the trade, but if it closed below, manual stop, then you'd be out. So you see here once again, right here, this is almost saying scratch. And if you hung in there, then you finally got an opportunity to take a few pips off the table. Because you might have been trying to hit that pivot point. You see here this short paid off, got back in the zone here, but that was a green H1. So for the, if you're going with the strict buy zone trade method, that's not an entry. Rat zone, geez, 44 pips, like I said, just anemic, very anemic. And once again, we missed the pivot. Okay. But you see here, still trying to get that pivot. So now we've got two new missed pivots. See these, the April and the March pivots, they're so far away. These are just going to be chalked up to staying open for a while. So now we've got almost, what, about an 80 pip range here, 83 pips before we take out one of these pivots. We'll just have to see which one gets taken out first. And there was something about this 80 level that I saw. I don't know if I ever mentioned it or not, but I remember thinking that'd be a good place, or maybe it was the 109.80 level. I was thinking it would be a good place to buy. I think it was this level down here. So we move on to price action. One ball at the bottom, green at the line, one ball at the top, red at the line, three ball at the bottom, green at the line, one ball at the top, waiting for red at the line. Now, let's see, when we did this yesterday, what were we looking at? I'm trying to remember. I think we had a one ball at the top. We were looking at a red at the line, right? Somewhere here, I think, so you can see what happened. Because we were looking at the price action screen for a while. Or were we looking, let me think, where were we? We might have been looking, this one ball might have gotten pushed down here. Might have been the one ball the whole way. I can't remember. I have to go back and watch my own video. A mind is a terrible thing to lose, right? And here we go. Once again, just H1 candle color at the line. I know it's not too exciting. Look, there really wasn't. This was the only really decent trade out of the bunch. That one wasn't too bad. You might have had a couple of ones where you actually got stopped out because these were all red at the line. But you can see here it was that previous day's wick zone right there. So price just didn't want to stay in and out of that wick zone. But that wick zone was only about 1 pip, so not much of a wick zone to trade, but still it holds true. And then we've got right here holo at this lowest open, past hour or so, gave a nice little run there. Now here what we have, inventory reduction bars, hit that line. So right there might have hit your stop. Here we want again profit to be made, and we don't have any shorts And actually do have one short right here at a red line and a little handful of pips profit. Okay, previous day, week, month, open, high, low, just another collection of horizontal lines, and you guys know what to do. See, once again, the previous day's low, the price action off of that. And you can see right here, not much doing since I've opened the chart. And why is that Einstein line doing that? We can get a new Einstein line here. And you don't have to use it on the 1 minute. I mean, you can use it on the 5 minute also. Just takes longer for that line to produce. And remembering, since we are doing relative, it doesn't matter the time frame, the distance. It's always going to be the price distance from our Einstein line is always going to be the same. You can do it on a monthly chart. It doesn't matter. Yes, I know. Watching paint dry, especially the last day of the month, traders are saying, and it's a holiday, they're saying we might as well get the heck out of here. So rather than just waste time talking, I hope you had a profitable month out there. I hope you've enjoyed the videos this month. Next month, I think we should be moving over and start looking at the euro yen. We could start fresh. Maybe people, just joining, they could begin to say, okay, they'll trade along with me by watching it. So have a really safe weekend, holiday weekend out there. Don't do anything too crazy. I want you all back here, still alive and swell next week. And I want you to remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. TheRumpledOne signing off for the week and the month of draining the banks.